Hey, I just wanted to take a minute starting the class to introduce a little bit of my intentions, goals, whatever it might be. First, the context is that this is the first time this course is being taught. And so with that, I expect an amount of figuring things out along the way. Um, if things aren't working, if directions don't make sense, please communicate. I'm not going to be offended. I'm expecting that since this is the first time through. One of my goals for this course, since it's a graduate program and since a lot of you are potentially headed towards STEM specialist type roles, is that I really want to encourage you to think about and emphasize your abilities in teaching science and math, or science or math as a craft, really refining your craft, um, moving you sort of into the next tier of being truly excellent at what you do, but also being able to communicate and advocate for what should be happening in science and math classrooms. One of the challenges, I think, is that a lot of teaching practice is not based on much of anything. It's not based on evidence. It's not based on theory. It's largely a function of habit. And so my goal is to help prepare you toward being in the position that you could explain and articulate why you think practice should be certain ways, what's guiding your decisions, thinking, whatever that might be. Um, with that, there is admittedly quite a bit of reading. Some of it might feel very relevant. Some of it might feel a little bit more tangential. That's fine, right? I'm trying to find the right mix of things to be helpful. Um, some of the readings are much more science focused, some are much more math focused. And so if at points you kind of need to pick and choose, that's all right. Um, there's relatively few assignments, but a lot of discussions. And so the goal with those discussions is that I'm trying to get it to be much more organic in you read, think about what you're reading, and think about what you're reading in terms of your teaching practice. And so make that your focus, not any sort of check boxes, you know, word count on your discussion post, or did you have citations in your discussion post? That's not what discussion posts are for. I do want to emphasize there's the three um, more traditional assignments. There's one where you'll write a conceptual framework paper. One where you will create a conference proposal. You don't actually have to submit it to a conference, but I really want you to have that experience of creating a conference proposal as you're ideally moving toward being a STEM teaching leader. Um, and then a position paper. This is also my first semester using Blackboard Ultra. I think things are all set up well, but I do want to put all of those on your radar. So if you aren't seeing them, let me know, and we'll make sure that you have the information you need. But again, a lot of you, most of you, I've had in class before. I would hope you know that my focus is on your growth and learning, and I'm very willing to work with you. Um, but that's still true in this context. Although the ideas we're thinking about are maybe a little bit harder. The level you're thinking is definitely more advanced than when I might have had you as an undergraduate. Um, but my attitude and focus on your growth and working with you is not any different. Super looking forward to this experience. Reach out with the questions you have. Um, Decent chance by the time you're looking this, I'm on a family trip in Estes Park, but you can still send the emails, and just generally looking forward to a great semester.